Did I just find one of the most overpowered spells in Elden Ring? This is Ancient Death Rancor, and it's pretty good. To get Ancient Death Rancor, you must kill this disgusting bird freak in Liurnia. In this video, I will demonstrate how overpowered this weapon is by solely using it. No swords, no bows, no other spells. Only Ancient Death Rancor. Can a bad Souls player defeat Elden Ring only using Ancient Death Rancor? I guess we'll find out. So first, I started by choosing the Astrologer class because it has the highest amount of intelligence out of every other class. And you need intelligence for spells. I used ChatGPT to give me a silly name for a girl who is a wizard. One of the names it gave me was Ziggy, so I went with that. I changed Ziggy's face to make it look like a frog, minus the snout things that frogs have. I spawned in, died to the boss, left the church, and went straight for the side of grace that gives you the horse. After I got the horse, I went through a shortcut to Liurnia. I got touched by these things when I was trying to get the map, and then I got killed by some lobsters shooting cum at me. I got to the side of grace near the boss, then accidentally went to the roundhole table. I talked to Roderica for a bit before running over to Fia! I don't care if you get a 5% decrease in HP if you let her hug you. I want those hugs! I returned to Liurnia and made it nighttime to fight the boss. What mastermind freak at From Software decided to make this abomination? It looks so ugly, but at the same time it looks fantastic. And then I died. No surprise there. After that death, I decided I needed to get stronger. I went on a path to get the meteorite staff in Caelid. On my way to Caelid, I grabbed the grace at the smoldering church, but couldn't rest at the grace for some reason, so then I died again. I went to the Street of Sages ruins and grabbed the meteorite staff there. I went to the town of Cilia and lit all the towers in preparation for a boss fight. I died to a boulder on my way to a different church, and then I went to the third church of Mirica. At this point in the script, I realized I was going everywhere. First Limgrave, then Liurnia, then the Roundhole Table, then Liurnia, then back to Limgrave, to Caelid, and back to Limgrave again so I could return back to Caelid. I didn't record this part, but I got the Side of Grace next to the massive dragon in Caelid and grabbed the Morningstar Mace in the Weeping Peninsula. That was when I decided Ziggy needed some new clothes. So I went to my buddy Patches, who kindly lent me some new clothes. Now Ziggy looks hot! I returned to the giant dragon and spent 5 minutes spanking him for some easy runes. At that point in the game, I decided to level up my FP because I'm not good to not level it up. After that, I tried killing the bird again. But again, I'm not good, so I died. To make it easier, I decided to do a different rune farm to level up my intelligence and beat the bird. I needed to kill Nox Swordstress and the Nox Monk for Lusat's staff. But before that, I wanted to get the summoning belt so then I could get help fighting them. I spent around 20 minutes teleporting to the same side of grace repeatedly before searching it online and discovering that you can buy it at the Twin Maiden Husks. After grabbing that, I returned to the town of Cilia to kill the two bosses I needed to kill to earn Lusat's staff. Lusat's staff increases your FP usage but also increases the damage output, so it's a fair trade. I grabbed the staff, but found out you needed 52 intelligence and I only had 40. To get the rest of the levels for Lusat's staff, I decided to just start on the quest to Mogwin Palace. To do that, I have to kill Godric. Now I know I'm breaking the rules of my own challenge, but I don't care. I killed Margit with the help of Rogier and traveled through Stormvale Castle to get to the boss gate of Godric. I summoned Nefeli, and oh boy, the sexual tension between these two was insane. Just look at how Nefeli looks at Ziggy. She wanted to fuck. Me and Nefeli killed Godric together, and I went to the Rose Church to talk to the No Maidens guy. I used his bloody fingers to die, run after this guy naked, and then die again. He gave me a white cloth to soak it in the blood of a maiden. On my way to the Church of Inhibition, I grabbed the Glintstone Academy key, got to the Church of Inhibition, grabbed the Grace, then died to an invader because the Grace wouldn't let me rest at it again. I soaked the cloth in the maiden's blood and returned it to the guy. He did that to my finger, and then he gave me the teleporter to Mogwin Palace. I climbed some rocks, jumped off, and swung at the air for a minute and a half to get 100,000 runes. I used that strat to level up a couple of times. After doing that, I decided to grab some somber smithing stones for my staff. I didn't record these parts, but I got my staff up to level 6, And then I went to Rhea Lucaria Academy to use the Virgin to teleport me to Volcano Manor. There was this easy Somber Smithing Stone 7 that you can get if you make this jump, but I couldn't do it. I failed repeatedly until the Abductor Virgin got tired of watching me fail and decided to kill me. I decided to give up on the dream and I went to kill the Abductor Virgin's boss to leave. After that, I returned to the Deathrite Bird and decided to try again. I suck at Souls games. I think I've been over leveled for the bosses in my playthroughs, and I also used the Mimic to help me. Ah! My toe is gonna get cracked! Okay, no, not anymore. So I think it'll take a long time before I can kill the...
Hey yo, what the fuck?
I leveled up using the rune farm a couple times, and then I went to the Tombsward Catacombs to get the legendary summon, Utel the Headless. I went into Necron and grabbed America's Source Seal. It increases your mind, intelligence, faith, and arcane, but increases your damage taken. I went to Rhea Lucaria Academy and killed the Red Wolf of Radagon. I went to Renoa to find out the hard way that I barely deal any damage to her. Due to her high resistance of magic damage, I don't think I can kill her. I leveled up multiple times and tried again, but I couldn't kill her. I don't know why I tried again. So instead, I fought Radon. I'll tell you my strategy for killing bosses in this challenge. So basically, I make the summons take the boss's aggression and then I spam the boss with Rancor. That's all. Obvious strategy. Radon dies, and I went into Necron Eternal City and fought the Mimic boss. I grabbed some Ghost Glovewood to level up Lutel, and then went to fight the Draconic Tree Sentinel. This is where I found out how trash Lutel is. Instead of using Lutel, I went down to the Fringe Folk Hero's grave. I killed the boss and acquired the Banished Knight Oleg summon. Then I went to Fort Fora to grab Radagon's Source Seal, mainly for the stamina points. But this also increases my damage taken. After leveling up a few more times, I went back to the Draconic Tree Sentinel and killed it. I made my way to Goldfree and killed him using my strategy. Then I went to fight Morgoth. I was doing pretty good. I almost died. And then I did die. And I tried again and died faster than the first time. I died again, but then finally I died again. No, I'm kidding. This time I finally killed Morgoth. I reached the mountaintops of the giants using the world medallion that Melina gives you after defeating Morgoth. And I got to the site of grace next to the fire giant. Before killing the fire giant, I killed the magma worm up in Volcano Manor to progress Alex's questline. Then I returned to the mountaintop of the giants and fought the fire giant with Alex in my summon. This boss was only hard because Alex in my summon wouldn't help me fight him. And I was always one shot. Every time we got to second phase, Alex would be sucking himself off in the corner of the map, not helping at all. I don't know why he would do that, but it was really annoying. On this try, Alex was all the way at the end of the boss arena, sucking himself off. So I brought the fire giant to him. He stood there like an idiot, shimmying back and forth, sucking himself off. It was when the fire giant slapped Alex with his bare fists. His bare fist? That's just straight up punching. The fire giant smashed Alex.
Pause.
And that's when he got back in business. And then I died because I couldn't dodge these fireballs. I decided to do some of Ronnie's questline because she is Snow Witch Mommy and I can get the Stargazer heirloom talisman. I fought the Spirit of Loretta, destroyed Ronnie's interior decor, and spoke to Ronnie so she could tell me to get a blade to kill the fingers. I grabbed the Finger Slayer blade, which also came with the Great Ghost Glove Ward, and I gave it to Ronnie so I can go to the Divine Tower of Liurnia. At the top, I grabbed the Curse Mark of Death and the Stargazer heirloom, giving you 5 extra intelligence. I took the teleporter and Rena's Rise and went to Ainsel River Main. I grabbed the last Ghost Glove Ward to level my summon up to max. I returned to the mountaintops of the giants to fight the fire giant, but I died. I stood outside the boss arena for 5 minutes before finally going back in and dying again. This time, Alexander stopped sucking himself off in the corner and actually helped us to fight the fire giant, and we won. I committed the cardinal sin of touching a woman before marriage and got teleported to Fair Missoula. I made my way over to the site of grace, next to the hardest boss to fight this run yet. I'm just kidding. This guy was actually the hardest boss. The Godskin Duo, Fatty and Skinny, the Milk Duds, Oreos, Cow Udders. The Godskin Duo is obviously the most annoying bosses of any playthrough. My strategy for this fight was to let my summon fight the skinny guy while I fought the fat one. Whenever this guy gets to half HP, he always does this attack where he actually becomes a boulder. I mean, like, he was already a boulder, but now he actually is one. Once he does his rolling attack, I'd get onto I forgot what this thing is called. I'd get onto that and just spam him with Rancor. Then he'd usually die. Then I'd go help my summon defeat the skinny one. At some point in the fights, I used my physic and discovered that I had a tier that let me take 1 free hit. So now instead of being 1 shot, I was 2 shot. After many deaths, I finally killed them. I jumped off of Fair Missoula, hid from this guy, got touched by a bunch of birds, grabbed the ancient somber dragon smithing stone, and made it to Malkith. I'm not going to go over my strategy for this boss because it's literally the same for every single boss. All you need to know is that it didn't take long to kill him. Next up was Gideon, and all I did was overwhelm him with Rancor while my summon attacked him. Godfrey was easy because of how slow he was, and Horlo was a bit harder than Godfrey, but still manageable. Then the last boss, Radagon and the Elden Beast. This was by far the most challenging fight. I let my summon fight Radagon while I overwhelmed him with Rancor. His attacks were easy to dodge unless he threw 2 yellow beams in a row and when he did his ground slam attack. His ground slam attack was by far the most brutal attack to dodge, and it took a long time before finally learning how to dodge it. Elden Beast was basically the same, except that it kept running away. The hardest attack to dodge was Elden Stars and that weird attack with the cool Elden Ring symbol on the floor. It took very long, but I finally killed the final boss. Thank you for watching this video. It took 20 hours to finish this game and probably 5 hours for the video. This is my first time making a commentary video and I hope you really like it. I had a ton of fun doing this challenge and even writing the script and editing the video. If you like my video, I hope you have a great day. If you don't, it's whatever, I guess. I mean, it only takes 1 second, but it's okay, I guess.